as promised, top 10 reasons you need a trust. We talked about a few of these, but you're going to kind of go back and reiterate on a couple of points that we hit. This is Kris Mukherji, estate planning attorney. His website, kmsdlawoffice.com. That's the website, kmsdlawoffice.com. So, what are my reasons?
Well, we talked about some of them already, such as the main one being the probate process and saving money. But one of the reasons that I suggest people getting a trust, and a lot of people don't think about it, is your trust can actually act as a prenuptial agreement. If you're thinking about getting married, and this is like, you've been dating.
I'm listening.
You've been dating a man for a while, dating a woman for a while. Essentially, what you can do is you can create a trust and transfer your assets into the trust, well before you get married, so it's not anything that you're doing in a fraudulent manner by any means. And whatever assets you put into your trust is essentially basically your separate property. And if by some means there was a dissolution of the marriage later on, those assets stay in your trust and they remain your separate property.
Interesting. So prenup without having to have him or her sign anything.
Exactly. And then this again is you're not doing it. Well, here's the thing. You're not doing it for fraudulent purposes. You're not doing this the day before your wedding. This is something if in the future you're gonna get married, 7, 8, 9, 10 months down the line, a year down from the line, you create a trust and ensure that you put your separate property assets within the trust to protect them so they remain your separate property assets. And as long as you don't give your spouse access to that trust, by making them a part of that trust, you're fine. That remains your separate property.
Right, you don't want to commingle things. Because then it becomes questionable.
Absolutely. And that's and that's one of the ways trust is beneficial, because it can act as a prenuptial agreement. However, like I said, you have to be very careful that you're not doing it for fraudulent terms. This is not something you're creating the night before your wedding.